What's up guys, this is Dennis with Lugzon Jewelry. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the 2.7 millimeter Forzentina chain. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright guys, like always, I like to mention where these chains are manufactured, and this one specifically is made in Italy and it's solid sterling silver 925. Now, when I think about the Forzentina chain, one of the main things that stand out to me is the overall link design. This chain has a very strong and sturdy look to it, and even at 2.7 millimeters, it still keeps that identity. That is one of the things that I really like about this design. Even though this is a smaller millimeter, the chain still looks well built. It does not come across weak looking, and that has to do a lot with the way the links are designed. The pattern gives the chain a secure, anchored down type of feel, and that's a big part of what makes the Forzentina chain stand out. Now, another thing worth mentioning is the shine. This is not the type of chain that is trying to be overly flashy, but it still gives off a very nice shine because of the diamond cuts. So when light hits the chain, you get to see a very nice clean silver reflection, and it gives the design a little bit more life. Now, one thing I like about the Forzentina is the way it rolls on the neck. This is not considered a flat chain. If you compare it to something like a Cuban, a Mariner, a Figaro, or even a flat curb, those chains have more of a flatter lay. The Forzentina rolls more smoothly, more like a rope chain. So when you're watching the footage, that is something worth paying attention to. Now, with the 2.7 millimeter size, this is definitely a very subtle millimeter, and I think that is important to point out because this is a great size for someone that does not want a heavy chain on the neck. So if you're someone that likes a lighter feel, a smaller look, or just wants something more comfortable for everyday wear, this size makes a lot of sense. And another thing about this size and design is that it really works well with smaller pendants, because you still want the chain to be noticeable, but at the same time you want the pendant to have room to speak for itself. That is where a size like 2.7 millimeter makes a lot of sense. So whether you want to wear it by itself for a simple everyday look or use it with a small pendant, I think this size gives you a lot of versatility. Now, if you're watching the close-up shots, that is really where you can appreciate the chain a lot more. You can see the shape, the links better. You can get a better feel for what gives this design its look. That is one of the good things about a chain like this. It is not over the top, but it still has enough detail in the design to keep it interesting. Now, in terms of who I think this chain is for, first, I think this is for someone who likes a clean chain with a sturdy look, but does not necessarily want a larger millimeter or an extremely heavy chain on the neck. Second, I think this is a good fit for someone looking for a chain for a small pendant. And third, I think this is for someone who wants a chain that feels light on the neck, more subtle, and easy to wear for everyday use. Now, of course, another important point is that the chain is made in Italy and it's solid sterling silver 925. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. I hope this video gave you guys a better visual on the chain itself, and like always, if you can, put the fire emoji, the wave emoji in the comments below, just letting me know that you watched this video all the way to the end. Much love, respect, and I'll see you guys in the next video.